Ansu boys.
What's the funniest way your parents pronounce something?
Mooey.
Daxed message.
Subgetty.
Man, I was very excited to do this podcast. That answer just went so many different directions. No, let's not get into that. Well, let's get into it.
What are you laughing at?
Oh
We're
my
just
god.
starting up this pod goofy.
Bro.
Podgoo.
Podgoo.
Oh gosh.
What did I even say in the beginning that it
Ansu boys.
It was like Ansu boys.
Okay, can you not be so loud? Have you guys ever heard subgetty before?
No, what the heck is
Yes.
that?
Spaghetti?
Yeah.
Subgetty?
Subgetty.
This is
Dang.
spaghetti.
My parents are probably not following.
I know what Bala says. It's
Subgetty
mad
honey.
funny.
What?
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Can you not be so close? You're like screaming.
Bro, mayonnaise is terrible. Mayonnaise.
He actually, had
grab the mayonnaise.
he actually had a fight with my mom in the McDonald's parking lot about this. She was like, she was like, it's mayonnaise, and then he's like, no, it's munies. You don't know. They go back and forth, and the guy's like, so with or without mayonnaise? And they're like, see, he said munies. What were your guys's? You said, what did you say? Tax return or something?
Daxed message.
Huh?
Daxed message.
Tax.
Tax message.
Yeah.
Man, that's intense.
Can you help me send this daxed?
Tax. True. What about you?
I said mooey.
Movies.
Yo,
this movie is good.
So good.
Very good.
Very good. Mooey.
That's funny stuff.
What'd you say?
I said
Subgetty.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
This is actually a question that we had on our recent series called Brown Code, and I actually want to talk about this a little bit further after we tell you a
Do
little
our
bit about
fabulous intro. Thank you for coming to Strange Flavors. This is brought to you by Alif Theory. My name is Shimmer.
I'm FARAS,
My name is Amber.
and as a guest today, guest co-host.
It is. What?
Are you trying
I
to hide
needed
your
a
face from the
breath.
audience?
No, this is a good
This is
resting.
Mr. Mayonnaise.
Dower is a guest co-host today.
Let me drive the boat.
Oh Lord. We're gonna have a little bit of silliness to it, but
Yes, so we are found on all over social media, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, at Strange Flavors. So yeah, you can email us and send us your music at strangeflavorspodcast@gmail.com.
and you can find us on Spotify.
And Spotify.
We actually have a good
SoundCloud.
amount of listeners from Spotify, so I'm excited.
Really?
About that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I didn't even know like people actually listen to podcasts on Spotify. They're like
Yeah.
pushing that heavy. But
Yeah.
I have Spotify, but
No,
I
they
don't listen to
do.
podcasts. I still
Yeah.
listen to podcasts on Apple, but
Yeah, but I want to shout out Niharika Debral. I hope I said that right. But she actually wrote an article about us on the Delhi University Beat, which is a pretty big resource for a lot of people to get their information about media, news, pop culture, and all that. And it was titled 6 Podcasts That Will Make Your Metro Ride Productive, with us on the cover.
Guys, we
Yeah,
made
that was
a
crazy.
list, guys.
No, that was really cool. So
Yeah.
thank you for writing that about us, and it was really nicely written.
Yeah.
She spelled Strange Flavors wrong 3 different times.
Yeah.
But
Strange,
it's okay.
or no, is
No,
it
but-
Starnge?
she DM'd me though.
Yeah.
She was like, I wrote that, and I was like, oh, like thank you so much for writing it. And I told her like, and she was like, yeah, I'll correct it. So, it's all
Starnage
good.
flavors.
It's all good.
Starnage.
We changed our name.
Starch flavors.
Starnge.
Don't
Yeah.
starch.
But that was dope that like we were on the cover of that, and
Yeah.
like it's nice to get recognition for the podcast and not just like our cultural comedy that we usually do.
Yeah.
So again, Niharika, I hope I said that right. Thank you for writing that. That was
She
very
said it was a
kind of you.
podcast by 3 friends, and like, guys, we're pulling it off. Like, people think
Dang.
we like each other.
Yeah.
And she said that like we have people on the show that like are people of color and usually artists, and that when we're talking to each other, it's funny, and like
Yeah.
she's calling us funny.
Guys, we're
so-
funny?
We're funny.
Oh my God, we're
and the cool thing was,
funny.
she said that there's like a lot of hidden gems in there that like
Yeah.
you can learn and take from. And I was like,
She,
damn.
Like
she found
Muni's.
some.
Muni's.
Thank
It's a big,
you.
big time gem. So thank you again. And thank you everybody who's been listening and supporting this podcast. We appreciate you like crazy. So I wanted to talk about Brown Code. Real quick, we have merch online for all of our brands, including Ronopono, Alif Theory, and Strange Flavors. You can get all types of things like phone cases and pillows and whatever else, shirts, sweatshirts, all types of gear. So go check that out. It'll be linked in the description, or you can go to aliftheory.com and see all of that there. So Brown Code. We've been collaborating with Brown Girl Magazine on this. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes.
A really, really good response to everything. I wanted to highlight the actual intro question that we asked about the pronunciation thing. So there were a few comments that people were saying, like, you know, this is disrespecting your parents and the culture. Why are you guys making fun of us? And I mean, what was your guys' kind of, did you see those comments? How did you feel about that take on it? Do you feel it's disrespectful?
I've heard it actually, like, in my personal life too. They're like, you know, somebody was like, oh, so you guys are just like making fun of your own culture. And I was like, I was like, it's us that's doing it. And I think that, like, the difference is that we appreciate the culture and we're making fun of it in a lighthearted manner because we are around it. You know, if we can't make fun of it and then someone else does, like, I don't think that really makes sense. So if somebody's gonna make fun of it, we better make fun of it, but in a lighthearted way.
Sure.
Like, in a way to appreciate it.
And we all make fun. Oh my god. We all make fun of, like, our own accents too, like New York, you know, Southern, like, we all do it. Baltimore, like, whatever accent it is, it's just fun. It's not meant to, like, harm anybody.
Yeah.
So.
I think the whole thing about that is also that the premise of our YouTube channel, Ronal Ponal, is supposed to be parody, making fun of our culture and having people relate to things that we do that are funny. We're not trying to be serious on that in the first place. And, like, he's saying that, you know, it's disrespectful to our parents who came here and stuff. And I just told him, like, my parents think it's hilarious. My dad happens to be my biggest fan, and that's the truth. He thinks
really
whenever
is,
we,
actually.
Yeah, like, he thinks whenever we make stuff like this, he's like, oh my god, like, that's us. Like, he goes up to other uncles in the community. He's like, did you see that video? Like, they made it about us. It's so funny. And it makes it, you're right, like, it's lighthearted. We're always talking about serious issues going on about, you know, things that involve racism and all types of different things that happen within our communities that can be negative. And when we are doing this, we're opening it up to say, like, yo, you know what?
We're beyond that.
We're beyond that. What if, you know, like, one of the first videos we made on the channel was called Dunkin' Lovin', and it was a whole take on how, like, when you go to Dunkin' Donuts, there's a lot of Indian or Pakistani people that work it, and that's just the truth.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's just make that a funny thing, so then anybody who's non-brown can also watch and be like, oh, okay, so, like, they're acknowledging that that's a funny thing.
Right.
And it makes it a whole lot lighter.
And also, like, people like Trevor Noah and, like, other comedians can make fun of it. Like, we're a part of it. We grew up in it. We're around it. We know it best.
Yeah.
Like, why not us?
There was also another comment that when we when Brown Girl Magazine posted a highlight video of us, she was like, this comment was saying that, like, I don't mean to be the brown woke girl here. I think this is all hilarious, but you know, this is stealing from this culture and that culture, as in, like, you know, hip hop, for example, stealing from black culture. And
I feel like all of us grew up on it, though.
We just talked about that the other day with Khalil. Remember?
Yeah.
He was talking about, like, so Khalil is like African American.
Yeah, he's a director that David and I were working with.
And he's saying, like, he's like, I'm black. When I see someone else doing hip hop and stuff, I don't see it as stealing. It's a collaboration of ideas. Like, you're taking something from what you know, and you're taking something from what we know, and you're making something brand new.
You're taking something from your own experiences.
Yeah.
And I think it would be unauthentic for us to make music that was based off of music that we don't listen to. Like, we do listen to this music, and we enjoy it. And so it would only make sense that we parody the music that we enjoy.
I mean, my whole thing about that is also that, you know, when it comes to music in general, you're not really talking about what the influence of that specific music, hip-hop even is. You have to understand that a lot of what is in our society today in education and pop culture and all of that, there's a lot of Eastern influence, a lot of Islamic influence on many different parts of art and culture in general, across the board.
Jay-Z did a Punjabi MC remix. We all were happy.
Yeah, that was lit.
Yeah.
And there's tons of samples. There's countless amount of samples that come from different genres of music. And it's an appreciation of that music. It's not to say that anybody's stealing from anybody. I think to say that you are stealing culture is a very different conversation, and that's not what this is. And I want to make that clear about, again, these are parody videos on top of that. So, like, when you're saying that, oh, you're stealing from this, like, the whole thing about parody is you're taking an art that exists and then you're making remaking it in a comedic way with a comedic twist on it. And our comedic twist happens to be that we're going to make this a cultural version of this music or whatever.
That a lot of people can relate to. That
If you wanna-
honestly isn't really out there.
If you want to take things back to like where they came from, like should we start saying like, yo, you can't do math because math is actually invented by Muslims? Like that's a weird
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
just by starting off a comment with I don't mean to be the woke brown girl, you're not woke. You're
You're
fake
not woke. You're
I
clout
hate,
chasing.
I hate fake woke people these days. Like the sensitivity is going like out of bounds, and the people that are actually suffering from discrimination and everything and having things stolen from them when it comes to their identity and actual cultural significance, where like the culture is being disrespected
Right.
and then stolen and reused.
That's being ignored.
That's being like minimalized, because now people that already hated that conversation are like, okay, like how are you going to make this that advanced, right? And people get tired of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I just think that conversation is stupid. You should educate yourself, go learn about where things come from before
Right.
you just put out a comment like, oh yeah, this is a black thing, or this is a desi thing. This is like, I would never go up to somebody and be like, yo, you stole this from my culture. Like who's to own
Yeah.
that culture? Like let's figure out what was the objective behind this.
Mm-hmm.
Even when Beyonce and Kim Kardashian do it and everything, like,
I mean, I think that was beautiful. Like,
well, also like Kim is what, Armenian, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes she uses things from Armenian culture.
Right.
Now there's people that are like, oh no, like you're not Armenian enough, and
Right.
you don't actually know about the culture, you don't know the language. It's like,
Shut up.
literally, shut up.
please, like focus on yourself and like use it as an opportunity to learn and educate.
I think that like again, the internet brings us a place where everybody has an opinion, and it's like valued almost the same, because Twitter, you know, everybody can come across you, and you know, two people who have a dumb idea can like each other, and you know, that's they just go on with it and run with it. So we just have to like put out there what we can and what we think is best, and sometimes we're gonna get feedback that is, lack of a better word, stupid, and we'll just have to, you know, address it and ignore it.
Sometimes it's I love criticism, and I think sometimes it's valid, like, oh, you know, this was inaccurate, you said this incorrectly, you used this word
Right.
in the wrong way, whatever it might be.
Right.
When it's an opportunity for us to learn, it's beautiful.
And there's been times in the past where you guys have reflected on like songs and stuff that you have made and been like, was it like this? And
Yeah.
you've questioned yourselves, and you've brought that to yourself based off of somebody else's criticism. But it has to be something that comes from something that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Not for the sake of, oh,
Being
not to be
woke.
woke.
Yeah.
That's stupid. Sit
Yeah.
down.
If you're gonna
please.
start
Go back
the
to
sentence
sleep.
like that-
Please be woke, but be woke about the right
That's
things.
like people
Nah,
saying
go back to sleep.
That's the same thing as people saying not to be racist. It's like, all right.
Not to be racist, man.
Do people say, or I have a black friend.
Yeah.
So yeah. We had somebody write in to us
Ooh.
a little question. Brittany Sarah, and she said I could use her name. So she was saying,
She has two first names.
Brittany Sarah. Which one's the first name? Sarah Brittany?
You guys roasting it.
yo, literally in our culture, a lot of us take our dad's first name and put it as our last name, so we
True.
can't even talk.
I know,
My dad,
but Brittany Sarah, that's two first names.
my dad's name is our last name, so I can't.
Yeah, but it could be a last name. Brittany Sarah.
Okay. Thank you for judging our somebody writing
She,
into
like,
us from
leaves.
the back.
I'm
Sorry,
not judging
Brittany.
you, but
Sorry,
like,
Brittany.
but like that's cool.
I was not involved, Brittany.
Brittany.
She said, I was wondering if you've ever talked about mixed race relationships. My boyfriend is from India, and we've been dating for almost 2 years. Every now and then I find out new information about our cultural difference. The newest one being that he's never said I love you to anybody, including me. There was obviously hard things when dating someone not of your culture, but I'm so desperate, some insight from others who are in similar situations as I am, meaning American, Indian, Pakistani relationships. I often will do a little digging to see if my guy is just a weirdo or if it's an Indian thing. Apparently the lack of saying I love you is either his family thing or kind of common in India. I know that he does love me. It's obvious in how he treats me, but it would be nice to hear it. It doesn't have to be anonymous. Okay. Thank you for writing that in, Brittany.
Thank you very much.
That's so, yeah.
What do you guys think?
Honey, no. Like, if a brown man loves you, like, I mean, and he probably does, but like, it's probably a personal thing why he's not saying I love you, because you know, if like it's not like it's not a is that
No,
even,
I'm totally understanding this.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so.
I think
You know, like
you
the
might be
brown
different.
dads. You
I
know, like
feel-
brown dads, they never say like "I love you" to like
yeah,
they get.
they don't
the
say
leave.
it to their kids
Yeah,
because
but
they don't know how
even
to show
showing,
affection
like,
like
no,
that.
but in our culture, like even showing like affection, like I don't see like my parents showing.
Guys
me.
are like, Midi, John Ho, like you were my whole life.
No, that's like
No.
that's
That's
like
for the
Bollywood
public.
style. That's
Yeah.
a very specific type of person. But for the most part, in our culture,
Yeah.
take it back home.
I guess
right?
when you bring up like our parents,
Do you okay? So
I can see that.
Yeah, so
but
that's just,
I don't know if it's like that, like to
or
each
even uncles
other.
and aunties. Do you ever see them saying "I love you" to each other? Unless it's through text or Facebook or something, like in person.
No, I've never
Exactly.
seen it
There
in
you go.
person. But I just figured that's because brown relationships are like extremely private.
so he
That's
might want
what
to
she's
keep
saying,
this private.
though, like-
But like
Especially 'cause it's
that's
mixed-
that would be private. Like it would be just them two. I think that like in brown relationships, like I'm sure they say it to each other. They just don't say in front of other
but we
people.
don't know that though. I don't think that they do.
Yeah, you
That's
can't
true.
assume.
That's like
That's
the fact
true.
that you're
I'm
questioning
assuming
that
I'm assuming
is part of the problem, right?
Right.
Like maybe they say it in private. Like we don't know that. I don't think that that's a regular thing to do.
So you guys are saying that it could be an Indian thing?
It-
The lack of
I think it
The
definitely
cultural,
is.
it,
Yeah,
it,
a
it
South
could
Asian
be,
thing
but
in
it
general.
also could be like just him being fishy, kind of a little bit too.
Fishy.
I see both
Or,
sides.
or
I
it
think
could
but
just
he's
be a
showing the
commitment
love.
thing. It
He's
could be
showing-
a commitment
yeah.
thing.
He's showing the love,
Yeah, that's true.
and they've dated for 2 years. Not that time has to do with anything, but
2 years? Did I miss that part?
but
Oh, I
like
don't-
but like
yeah, I think so.
she's showing the affection,
Yeah,
right?
too.
And maybe
Honey.
what? No, maybe like that word means so much to him that like when
He's
he's
waiting
ready
to say it like
No,
yeah.
that's a weird
Okay,
thing to
let me tell you
assume.
what you
I
need to
don't-
do, okay? You need to wait till he's sleeping and then go through his phone, girl, okay? And then
my
you go through his phone and you need
No,
to
do not condone this.
you need to go to his
You're
homepage and you
invoking
need to
jealousy.
scroll down.
Stop.
you need to go on his homepage
Don't do that.
and push
Don't-
down and
no.
type in "I love you" at the top
No,
to
you
see if
gotta
it
trust
shows
him.
up in any of his messages, any of his emails, anything like that,
Oh my
right?
God.
And then at that point, you need to like be like, "Yo, you haven't said I love you to
I
me.
think
It's
I think
been
that
2
Amber's
years."
super on the extreme side of like, oh, it's him, and SHAH-AMEER's on the super extreme side of like she needs to be understanding. I
I'm
think
in the
she
middle.
already is kind of understanding.
No, I'm saying she is totally
2
understanding.
years.
I'm just saying like
2 years.
you know,
But I
she
don't
wants
think-
to hear it. She wants to hear
But I
it.
think that she should tell him like, hey, I understand that maybe this is not a thing in your culture, but this is something that I would like to hear. Can we work on that maybe?
2
And
years. Sorry.
Oh my
what do you?
goodness.
I mean, okay, what do you guys think? Would it be weird for you to say I love you?
No.
Are you asking us? Oh.
Yeah.
No.
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 I mean, but
No?
maybe that's the way he was raised. That it's just like,
Yeah.
Do you guys
I
say?
mean, I was-
Do you guys say that often?
what do you mean you? What? What were
Emma
you gonna
does.
say? What were you gonna say?
Like I didn't see my parents saying it to each other, but
That's
like
fine, but they show
it-
a lot of affection to you.
they do.
Yeah.
They do. My
and
parents
maybe
do.
his parent. I'm assuming.
My
way
parents
too
never
much,
say
but-
like "I love you" though. They say it now because I'm older and I started saying it to them.
Yeah.
But like that, I don't know if that has anything to do with me saying it in a relationship. I think relationships are way different, like with
Definitely.
a person that you're with, and then like your family
Yeah, but
relation.
you're comparing like your like take
Experiences,
on it, your
absolutely.
experiences. So his might be a little bit more like conservative and stuff
but
like that.
but like
I say she talks to him.
2 years.
I mean, that's obvious.
And-
but she
First,
wants
go
to
through
hear
his
from
phone,
us.
girl.
So we're
But
gonna
I'm
talk
telling
about
you, search
I know,
his
but, like,
phone.
I'm sure she knows
Go
that.
through his
But
phone.
her whole the reason for asking is like, is this a normal thing? And
Yeah.
we have
And we're kind of saying it.
we're
kinda
saying it is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't have to
okay,
be.
about our age though, I'm gonna speak for all my girlfriends because, and you know, a lot of my girlfriends are in relationships, and they all say "I love you" to their mans, and
but
their mans all
again,
say "I love you" to
you're
them.
relating it to what your
But
experiences
I'm saying
are.
I know
You're-
a lot of girls,
yeah, but
but
we're
I'm
in a more
speaking for
liberal
our
area.
age. Sure,
No, that's not our
but
age.
he's
it's
but
just
they're
like-
also an interracial like
yeah,
couple.
I kind of get
Yeah.
what Amber's saying.
So
Like-
what I'm saying is, it's people our age. They're interracial. Like it's more of a modern.
What if he's straight out of India? There's no way he's saying
Hello?
it. He's like, I love you.
I love
what does that
you.
even mean?
No, that,
Maybe it's a
I feel like they
pronunciation
say it
thing.
even more if you're straight from India.
I love you.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you're thinking about like fobs, like, and the DMs, like. They're not just saying I love you, they're saying a little bit more.
Okay.
saying boss.
Listen,
Alright.
girl,
Okay,
get
maybe,
back to us. Get back
yeah.
to us with a little bit more.
Maybe
But
don't go
answer
through
her
his
first
phone.
part of the question, like, what do you guys feel about like mixed relationships and stuff like that?
Oh,
Do
No,
your
I
thing,
mean-
girl.
She didn't ask that. She said, "Have you talked about it?" Like, obviously, we're supportive of whatever. whatever
Okay,
is
girl.
wrong.
Maybe don't go
David,
through
are
his
you
phone.
against?
Just have a
No, I love it.
conversation. But if that conversation
Mixed
doesn't go
babes are
well,
the
go ahead and go
best.
through his phone, girl. Let us know.
Oh my God, Amber. Did you guys see this this video recently by Lil Dicky called Earth?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You didn't even hear about this?
That was
No.
woke.
So Lil Dicky put out a trailer for something, right? We didn't know what it was gonna be, but it had the names of like about 40,
Top
A-list
artists,
celebrities,
top 40.
including Justin Bieber,
Ariana Grande,
Leonardo DiCaprio,
Kevin Hart.
Who made this list?
DJ Khaled, Lil Dicky.
Lil
Lil Dicky
Dicky.
made
He's
a
the
list.
rapper
He's
who
the rapper.
Yeah,
made
yeah.
Freaky Friday and
Okay.
those songs, right? So now the next day is when it's coming out. We don't know what it is, and then it drops, and it's this video about.
We don't know what it is. He did an interview. You just didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it. Okay, so it starts off with like somebody. It's like a real life video of someone polluting, and then it goes into this animated video.
Can you guys hear my tummy grumbling in the mic?
No,
Okay,
we don't want
sorry.
to.
All right,
Thank
cool.
you for that.
Alright, just making
Um,
sure.
It goes into this animated video about the Earth, and all of these celebrities are playing different animals.
Yeah.
What was your initial reaction, Shamir? You watched it?
I'm like, first of all, I kind of saw Lil Dicky like coming up, and seeing that most people can't do this, and Lil Dicky is not like nearly the biggest rapper or anything, but he got all these people
Mhm.
to be in this. I'm just like, okay, how is this person in it? And then I'm trying to like figure out what, because they don't say like what animal they are. You have to hear it by their voice, and so like you're like, okay, this actor, this singer, this singer, and I'm just like, what the heck? How many does he have? And it's literally 40
And
plus.
all the profits are not going to any of these artists. They're all going towards the organizations that help them.
Yeah, and Leonardo DiCaprio shows up at the end, and I thought he wasn't gonna like voice or anything, and then his voice actually comes up,
Yeah.
and then apparently he like funded a lot of the project.
Yeah.
So all
He's a
of
huge advocate.
all of the profits go actually through.
Yeah.
They're figuring out with Leo where they want to send the money, where it's appropriate, because
Yeah.
he's very heavily.
Yeah, every
involved
single
in that.
profit, and they're having like a donation link in it, and it's like for Earth preservation.
But the reason I wanted to talk about this is like I see what it was, right? Like I see that Lil Dicky has made enough of a name and enough money for himself to be able to pull off something where he gets different brands and companies to sponsor this type of an idea. Yo, I want to do something good for humanity. People should recycle. The Earth is dying in this many.
12 years.
Okay,
No,
can you
not the
clarify?
Earth. The
You're
Earth is not
saying
dying in
that
12 years. We're just losing a lot of
These
resources.
different celebrities
No,
were
it's 12.
different animals.
Yes, but
I think this is
They're
something I need to
they're
watch.
in the song, so like there'll be a verse, and then Ariana Grande will be like, "I'm a fish," and then like
I'm a zebra. She was a zebra.
or zebra, and man's memorized the song.
Justin Bieber was a baboon.
And then he's like, well, he actually had a whole like two lines or everything. But everyone else, like Kevin Hart's like, I'm Kanye West. Like Kanye West comes out of nowhere.
It was just
But-
so like from a creative perspective, I was so
Wait,
disappointed.
these are all these artists are actually in the
They're-
song?
Yes.
Oh.
but they're not. But they don't
full
show up
snippets.
because when we saw the trailer before, I thought that all of them were going to appear in a music video or something.
Yeah.
But it was just their voices in these animals, and the only thing they're saying is
It's-
like, "I'm a baboon, I'm a zebra, I'm a hippo, I'm a bird," and there's nothing else.
Yeah.
Nothing else. I'm like, what is the point of this?
I mean, I thought like the videos and the song is not that great,
It was horrible.
but Lil Dicky pulling that off is crazy.
But I don't think that was like, I know like this should have been the thing that like, oh my god, all these artists, this is gonna create a huge impact. This is gonna save the earth. I don't think it's doing that.
Was it like trying to put like the people who idolize celebrities and like making them into animals so that people have sympathy for the animals? Like
no,
because
it
I don't-
was chill.
It wasn't
It
that
was
deep?
way chill. No, it wasn't
Oh.
that deep.
I think it was just like, well, maybe it was. I don't know, but I didn't see that because they were.
you watched an interview?
Yeah.
You explain.
Well, he was on Ellen.
Yeah, he was on Ellen.
I
He was
saw-
explaining like he just gathered like the top 40 like biggest influencers right now, and wanted to bring awareness to like preserving the earth because scientists are saying right now if we don't retract what we've been doing in 12 years, like
Right.
we're gonna like there's no coming back from it.
Wait,
We only have 12 years. That's it.
Wait, maybe that is the point then. Like having Ariana Grande say I'm a fish, so that people
No,
are
but the
like,
thing is
Zebra.
like
She's a
the,
zebra.
the demographic that they targeted with this seemed like it was kids, and kids are not necessarily the issue. It's the like industries and companies right now that are polluting it, and I think it should have been messaged to them rather than to like the kids.
what makes you think that it was a message to kids?
Like it was like animated and it was like animals, and
No,
wasn't,
it
like,
was not to kids, bro. It was
I
like
think
they
so,
were
everyone.
cussing in it and saying like Justin Bieber says, "Look at my anus."
That's,
As
I
a
think it's to-
baboon.
I
It's
think
not
it's
to
to
kids,
everyone.
to everybody. I just don't. I feel like if you're gonna put in that much work and resources into something, like animating that video was probably a lot of work. Like
Leonardo DiCaprio funded a lot of it.
that's fine, but it's just like I don't know. I'm disappointed.
Leo approves. I approve.
Like I think it's
I
a great
haven't seen
cause,
it.
but
But I'm gonna go with my theory.
I think you'll like it.
I wish like imagine I'm
I'm
the
the
one.
type of person that would like it.
You know that video "I'm the One" by DJ Khaled, who has Justin Bieber, Quavo, and everybody.
Yeah.
I think that was like had more impact than this will.
Wait.
Like this didn't even go viral.
I mean, I still approve of it because it's better to bring awareness than not bring awareness at all.
Great, but like from a writing perspective,
He's
if you
judging
had
the
done-
art. You could have been a better artist, bro.
Like if you want to make something go viral for a good cause, the Ice Bucket Challenge did a better job than
Yeah,
this.
but maybe that was like the point of it.
When
Because
did
look,
it
you're
come out?
talking
Because
about
I
how
really didn't
ridiculous
hear
it
about
was.
this.
a couple
Less-
days ago.
Yeah, a few days ago.
Yeah, but look, you're talking about it. So even like,
Because I'm disappointed. Were
Yeah,
you guys gonna talk? Were you guys gonna talk about it?
No.
See, they don't even know.
Well, I
about
didn't
it.
know
She
about
doesn't
it.
even know about it, and he already forgot about it. That's why I'm saying not impactful.
No, I appreciate it.
That's fine.
It's appreciated.
Like
I
I appreciate.
I donated.
Was the
it all.
animations
I
good?
donated my time.
Were the animations good?
Yo, I think we collected more money at ICNA than Lil Dick is about to collect. Yo, shout out everybody that came to ICNA. The Ronopono fans showed up
Dang.
and they donated money for us to build a mosque in a conservative area with a decent sized community. So
Was that your pitch? Like, oh, this is a conservative area. We need your money.
we did that live, yeah.
Really?
well, I was like,
There's so many racists around us.
No,
We need to
one
build
of the
a
aunties was
community.
like, she's like, because of Donald Trump. I'm like, all right, let's not take it that far. Like,
if you don't know, by the way, ICNA is the Islamic Circle of North America. It's like a
It's like a Coachella for Muslims.
it's like a Muslim Comic
That's
Con.
not-
Muslim Comic
It's
Con.
not
That's
a
fair.
Muslim
There's like
Muslim-
shops
Muslim
for
Muslim
all types of
Comic-Con,
cool
maybe.
things.
Muslim
There's
Comic-Con.
lectures. There's
Everyone dresses up as their favorite sheikh. No.
oh my god. No, but it's
I mean, all the girls do dress up as their favorite hijabi bloggers.
Really?
So, I mean,
Oh my God,
Amber.
you're
No, they don't. Don't
Oh
do that.
God, I was like,
I mean,
No, but we
believable.
appreciate the Ronald ponies showing up for a good cause. There you go. All right, you guys
Yeah.
have some other topics that you want to talk
Topics.
oh yeah. So there's this Netflix show that came out, or that's coming out, and it's an Arab one, and it says on June 13th, Netflix will be releasing its first original Arabic series.
about? Is this Rami?
No,
Oh.
that's
Hulu.
Young adult supernatural drama. A group of teens must stop powerful jinn or spirits from destroying the world.
Dang.
Whoa, wait, what's it called?
I don't know. It's just
That's hype. I'm down to watch it.
Wait, so it's a Muslim thing?
It's
yeah,
Arab.
and
Arab thing.
Arab
Arab
thing.
thing?
And it was a quote tweeted. It was like one Ayatul Kursi, and this series is over.
Oh my god. So the guest that we had on, Murad, who was the director of the show that you were on, he was actually working on
Oh,
a
he had
movie
two
called
Jinn movies.
could
Jinn,
this
right?
be it?
It's on
So-
Amazon Prime.
No, this is a series you said.
Yeah,
so
this
he
is a
didn't say
series.
he was working on a
Okay.
series,
Dang.
but that sounds really cool. I don't think I've ever seen a like popular like Middle Eastern or Muslim type horror movie
Right.
or
Yeah.
series. So that'll be really cool.
And it like looks legit. Like it's like actual like filming and like
It's actual film.
It's like-
It's actual film.
it doesn't look like low budget or anything. Like it looks like an
looks
actual
legit.
looks
Oh,
legit.
dope.
Well,
Cool.
speaking of which, Rami's coming out on Hulu. That looks super
Oh
cool
yeah,
too.
Yeah, that
I've
looks
actually
good,
seen the first 5 episodes. It
Oh,
came
really?
out Friday.
And
Oh,
this is
really?
Rami Yusuf's, who's the comedian.
Yeah.
His series about his
and
life.
there's other Arab like comedians in
And
there.
then Mindy is coming out with her show as well.
Yeah.
You
Let's
guys should watch
go.
Rami. It's really good. It's like
Brown people. in the
it's like a Master of None meets Atlanta.
Oh, dope.
Wow, that
Yeah.
sounds really cool. By the way, all this Muzzy talk, I
Muzzy
wanted to
talk.
say, yeah, it's
I'm done.
instead of Muslim. Ramadan is coming up, and
Uh-oh.
I
Back
was
again?
we wanted to have a good friend of ours who's a mufti, which means like a scholar.
Really? That's what that means?
On well, people don't know. Well,
No,
mufti is a
I'm
specific type.
asking.
Mufti is a specific type,
Oh.
but for people that don't know,
It's like bachelor's for.
He's well educated.
he's well educated on this topic, and he actually happens to be our age. He's very cool. He's actually a good friend,
Yeah.
and I actually want to open up when we have him on as a guest for anybody, Muslim or non-Muslim, to
Yeah.
ask away anything that you've ever thought
Yeah.
about.
Savage or not, like
Yeah,
all the
like
above.
No
ask about
filters,
weed,
go for it.
girls, whatever you want to talk about, or just like simple ones. It doesn't have to be a savage
like,
question.
can you
but-
eat Jolly Ranchers if they have gelatin or something?
Yeah, and pretty much we want to have like this cool conversation about like a non-judgmental way of approaching these topics and questions. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
And
for you.
don't feel shy if you're not Muslim. Like, I think that this would be
It'd be
a
even
good
better,
time.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good time for you to ask questions that you don't feel comfortable asking maybe your Muslim friends, or maybe you don't have Muslim friends to ask. And
I'm
then-
definitely coming with some questions myself
yeah.
about like things that I've always wondered. So
Yeah. So send them in, friends.
Yeah.
Going with that, there was a guy that tweeted, "Is it haram to swipe on Mender during Ramadan?"
Wait, why would it be haram?
Because you're like, I don't know. Is it?
I don't know.
See, that's a good question to ask.
I thought you were gonna say another topic. Do you have any, SHAH-AMEER?
I mean, I could talk about Dower's legs. You want to talk about that?
Oh my god, can we please talk about Dower's legs?
Whoa, we haven't broken the internet yet. We gotta make a whole post about it.
Okay,
What
this
happened to
man
your legs?
showed up to my house with his knees exposed with no hair on his legs.
Yeah, I was
Naked
like,
mole rat.
I was like, did you shave? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, what for? He was like, yeah, why did you shave your legs?
I don't want it's senti.
Wait, what?
It's senti?
Yeah,
Just say it.
I always got bullied my whole life for my
Yeah,
hairy
is it
legs.
that?
No, you didn't.
I did.
By who?
Like kids at my school.
You
I've
got
never-
You
I've
got
never
bullied
heard
for
of
Let
this.
your
him,
leg
let
hair?
him let him have his experiences
Like,
without
especially
you
in middle
belittling
school.
them.
This, if anybody I've ever known that is super proud of how hairy they are, it's my brother.
Yeah,
Well, he has
now,
to own
like,
it. He has to own it.
I have to like act like I like it, but I didn't. Like literally, kids would run up to me and pick off hair and then run away. Like it hurt too.
Okay, can you show them your arm really quickly on the camera?
My arm.
Yeah, show them your arm.
Show them. the
Imagine
arm.
this, but 3 times more in his legs.
Yeah, and then imagine that clean on his legs.
And the thing is, like, I asked him what he used, and this man said Nair. And for my girls out there, you know that we don't use Nair.
Nair is
because-
cream, right?
Yeah, Nair is cream,
I
and
didn't
it
know
smells
that,
so. You can smell the
What do you mean
hair.
you know that we don't use it? Why are they selling it then if people don't use it?
Girls do not like Nair because it smells. You can smell the hair burning off your leg. It smells so bad because that's what it does. It literally
It
burns it off your leg,
incinerates it.
and then you just move it around, and then it literally just burns it off. And this man decided to do his whole, what'd you say, bottom half?
The whole lower body. Dumb thick. Caked
done.
up.
How do you feel?
So like liberated.
Liberated.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you gonna do when it grows back? He was like, it's $8 a month. This is a good investment.
Are all your insecurities gone?
Yeah. I'm very confident. I've been showing these legs
Where?
off left and
What
right.
is the world?
Well,
There's plenty of girls online that are like, I'm finally growing out my armpit hair for the first time, and here's Dower like, I'm finally shaving
It's a
my
personal
legs for the
choice. I
first
just
time.
don't like body hair on me. So,
Hey, man.
like,
But he's
my
leaving
gosh.
everything else.
Y'all do you. That's all I can say about everybody out here.
and the next time you want Dawa to come on here, he can like recreate any sound of a fart that you tell him. So bring him on, tell him what kind of fart you want to hear, and he's gonna recreate it
here's a
with
little
his mouth.
sneak preview.
That was not
What
even.
kind
That
was
was like a
that?
completely standard.
Standard.
What was that?
Okay, so there's
Why are we doing this? on the
there's a
podcast?
rating
do it.
system. There's a rating system. So there's wet, dry.
Okay,
and
start with
medium.
what?
Oh my! We should have given a warning.
Oh yeah,
Wet.
warning: if you have sensitive ears.
So that was what?
What are the different names of them? You have one called the spray paint.
The spray paint is the one that's just like it's just
Like a
Ew!
Like,
I don't
that's
like that
the one
noise
that's
at
like.
the end.
What
Okay.
does this podcast come to?
Yeah, why did we go into this? We should have not gone into
Look,
this.
this one's like a question. It's like, is that a fart?
Can you do the like open cheeks one?
Open what?
Open cheeks.
That's when you like spread the cheeks, just because you don't want it to be loud. Because
Oh.
otherwise, when you it's like really compressed, when you tighten, it's like.
We went from talking about like serious topics to
We went
different
from
parts.
talking about Islam to this.
Oh my god!
Guys, make sure you do wudu after you listen.
Well, you guys did come up with a song called "Farted at the Masjid."
Hey, that's a secret,
It's
Amber.
a secret.
Oh wait,
Nobody
that's
knows
not,
about
that's
this
not
one.
public.
Yeah.
You
It's
just exposed
unlisted.
this to
That's
everybody.
not a public.
There's a
song?
secret
Oh.
Rono Pono video.
Guys,
There's a
if
few
this
secret Rono
guys,
Pono
if
videos.
Rono Pono hits 50K, we'll release again.
Yo,
Really?
That's a
Apparently, the PR department
That's
decided
a
that
good
that's what's
PR.
happening.
remake it.
No, you know, it wasn't that. It was a parody of "Started at the Bottom." So I guess only if people are listening to this podcast they'll know about it. But it was a parody of Started from the Bottom by Drake. And we decided to do Farted at the Masjid. As in, like, you get in trouble when you do it, right? So
how old were you guys when you made this song?
I don't know, high school.
Okay.
But it was...
Can you sing a little part of it?
No, not at all.
Don't forget to do
Farted.
The only reason that it was taken off was because I was tired of like Malvis in my DMs over and over about how I'm gonna go to hell, and I was just like, listen, I'm just gonna private this video. This is annoying. Like literally all the time, just like, brother, this is going to happen to you. Take this video down. How can you say this?
That's gonna happen to you. You're gonna fart in the masjid.
What?
That's what's gonna happen to you.
No, he said you'll go to hell because
you talked
the
about
more
farting
listeners,
at the masjid.
the more listeners this has, like the more times
Okay,
my head's
guys.
gonna get
Also,
crushed.
but the video
Go back.
was glamorizing the farting in the masjid.
Was it?
No, it was
No,
not.
it was like a
Yeah.
instructional video not to do
Like
it.
everybody was annoyed at the kid who did it, and then we were
But
sad
you had
because we
videos
got
of like 4 dudes in a row, and their thing would come on.
That was for the comedic twist.
Listen,
But hey,
hey,
We all
well,
release one every now and then, even Mulvies. So
Maldives.
all right.
I don't know what this has come to, but I think we can close it out now.
Okay.
whatever this podcast was. Yeah, thank you guys all for listening. If you have questions or anything, or topics like Brittany Sarah had in, please feel free to send them in. Yo, you guys are messed up.
yeah, you are messed up.
Brittany, Sarah, we appreciate you.
We do. We actually do. And topics that you want us to talk about, let us know.
Yeah.
Sorry that we've been a little bit busy with all the brown coat stuff and just everything going on in life. Like a lot of people have been getting married in our lives, and it's getting really, really, really crazy because we have to like go to all these different places. We have to help with planning and all that. And life goes on, but we want to always give you the best quality and our authentic selves for what you signed up for what you like subscribed and wrote about us for. So we appreciate y'all. Thank you for being patient with us.
If there's anything you learned from this podcast, it's to check your man's phone.
And farting.
Amber. Oh my god.
No.
And fart at the mosque.
But yeah, Ramadan coming up. Let us know. We're gonna have some guests coming up for sure, scheduled. So stay tuned.
And do you want types of people in Ramadan part 3?
Yes, let us know. All right, it's been another week.
Another flavor.
A little less stranger.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm a space dude and I'm getting pretty rude. Shout out to Elon, hoping I could get the Tesla. Hope I get the best luck. Kneel with the Armstrong, with my arm strong, and I'm looking pretty long. I'm a